I'm scooted over.
Yeah. Everything's off.
It's fine. We're here.
This was audio based anyways.
No.
It's me this time. I have my audio on.
Hi, it's me. I'm
the
the problem.
problem.
It's me. Did you listen to the song? Because after I told you about it.
Anyways.
Thank you, Taylor Swift.
No, I've been hearing it on TikTok.
Oh shit! There you go.
Tells you what side of TikTok I'm on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We have the gods with us.
Hi, welcome to Fleeting Hope with Chaos as always. I am your humble DM. He's looking up a dead ant.
Oh, fair enough.
Hi, I'm your humble DM, Zach, for Campaign 1. And I also play Garen Tinker in Campaign 2. Ran by this guy.
Hey.
Our humble DM for Campaign 0.5.
Something like that.
And who do you play in Campaign 1?
I play...
Also, who the fuck are you?
I'm just a guy that pushes buttons. I'm just a guy that pushes buttons, tries to make people laugh, the whole skit. No, my name's Gavin, otherwise known as White Hawk on the interwebs. But yeah.
I was about to do bones, but then I made the realization, today's a no bones day. Today's a no bones day.
Today is a no bones day?
Yeah.
I forgot what that means.
Pug? The pug?
Oh yeah, pug.
The pug?
Yeah, pug.
Yeah.
No
bones or no bones, it's no bones. It's a no bones day.
It's a no bones day.
It's a no bones day. Anyways.
But yes, I am the humble DM for Campaign 0.5, and I play Tomeata at the table for Campaign 1, the wonderful Abjuration High Elf Wizard.
We still haven't fully figured out what Garen is. He's only shown off a little bit.
Yeah.
He hasn't, outright
I was really hoping...
anything.
We'll talk about that whenever we talk about my campaign, unless we want to talk about mine first.
Well, it's just the two of us. I don't even have the guide pulled up because, in all honesty, we don't follow it anyways.
We never do. It was more or less there to get us kind of started. At this point, this has just become a very much just, here's what we thought was cool of last session and kind of what happened.
Yeah, and both sessions were kind of a little more low-key.
Yeah.
On both campaigns.
This is definitely going to be one of those 2-hour episodes where we spend an hour on each, and it's we're done. We might even be done before then.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was low key up until. Okay, so first major story point in my campaign. We're in session 51. Y'all started in the Feywild in the Wellspring of Remembrance.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we have.
Oh yeah,
we don't have snacks. We have
caffeine and adult juice.
I've got the big boy juice versus the big girl juice.
And the deity one's out. So you're gonna not see me but hear me.
Yeah.
So you were in the Wellspring of Remembrance.
Correct.
You all woke up more or less one by one. There was a reason for that. There was a reason Belwyn was the first one awake.
Mm-hmm.
He had come to me, I think it was just before y'all went into the Feywild, and was like, hey, I want a feat. I was like, okay, what feat do you want? He shows me the feat that he wants, and I'm like, okay, why do you want this feat? He's like, well, of course I want the things that it comes with. I'm like, that of course makes sense.
But why?
But he also says, it's also, we're about to be at a narrative point where I could get it. And just work it into the narrative for the level up. I'm like, okay. I'll see what I can do. Well, literally right before we start session 51, Savannah comes to me. Sav comes to me and is like, hey, I want to take a feat. And I'm like, all right, cool. Which one? And she shows me, and it's the exact same one. And she's like, and narratively, it makes sense because of things going on. And I'm like, damn, I mean, you're kind of right, but also at the same time, another player already wants this feat, and we've talked about it a little bit in detail already. And she goes, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I had another feat I wanted to take anyways. That she can only take because tiefling." I was like, you know what? Take that feat. That feat's dope. And she got to use it this session. Anyways.
Yeah, you're not telling me shit.
Yeah.
And I asked at the end of the session and everything, because I'm just a curious player. I'm still learning mechanics and like stuff like that. So that's why I asked. I didn't ask for the simple fact of knowing more about people's character and stuff. I asked for the simple fact of, oh, what feat? I'm excited.
Yeah. Caden would like for it to be a surprise later.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which is why I'm not revealing anything.
Yeah. Which that is understandable, and I mean I respect him for being like it will be noticed later on, and I'm like, oh, as long as I get to know what it is at some point, I'm cool, I'm chilling.
Yeah, he'll say the name of it at some point, but so the first story point was that little narrative thread that I kind of plucked for him.
Mm-hmm. Which I found that really interesting. I'm gonna touch on it real quick.
Yeah.
I found it interesting because Tomei's always the first one awake and everything, and then you jumped there. So I even sitting back was like, I want to see where this goes. Just as a watcher at that point, not even as a player thinking of Tomei, I was like, oh, Belwyn's up first. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So I found it very interesting that it was before Tomei.
Yeah. That's also playing off of with Tomei. He spent a good portion of the night trying to inscribe that spell, which sadly didn't work.
Don't worry, I can just go buy another one.
Or if you can find it.
Yeah, right.
But once the spell had fizzled into dust, I mean, I imagine Tomei would have just passed out rather than take the exhaustion at that point. Which 4 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm. By the way, speaking of spells, we leveled up. I got access to 6th level. You asked me what 2 spells did I take. I told you one, and I couldn't remember the second one. I took Disintegrate and Power of Word Yeet. I'm not even joking. I took Power Word Yeet because I read it and went, yes.
That's a DM homebrew. That's DM's homebrew, not mine.
Is it really? I didn't even know that.
Because there was Power Word Yeet and Power Word Gay.
Oh my god, I didn't even know.
If I'm not mistaken. Because I think I added both of them to my collection.
Because you speak a word of power that can overwhelm the mind of one creature you can see within range, leaving it fearing for its life after you hit that yeet on it. If it has 175 hit points or less, the target is now frightened for 3 turns and must take the dash action on their turn and run as far away from the caster as they can. The frightened target must make a charisma saving throw at the beginning of each of its turns. On a successful save, the frightened effect ends.
That's just a worse void stare.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's just a worse void stare. Like we made a spell that's better than that.
Well, this is if they have 170 hit points or less, it just takes effect.
Yeah, but then they get charisma saves to break the effect.
Yeah, on their next turn.
Yeah, after the fact.
Yeah.
But void stare just they have to make the save then and there.
I don't know. I read it, thought it was hilarious, and took it. I can change it because it's a
I mean
thing versus
if you want to keep it, go ahead. That's just your spell you're wasting.
I know. Do I have DM's permission to change it if I want to?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll look while you keep talking.
That is a meme spell. If we were doing a meme campaign, sure.
Where was Power Word Gay?
We're not doing a meme campaign.
No. Alright.
As much as y'all want to meme it. Anyways. So first it was Belwyn. And he had his little narrative thing that happened. And he hinted at it. He hinted at that it did something. Because later on y'all got a little flash of an image during a fight. But no, shortly after that, everyone started waking up one by one. You all started discussing what is next, where you're going next, like what the plan is. Tomei sent out another sending to try and verify time, and Tomei learned that time is fucking weird.
Yeah. I love how it was played though, because the first sending I ever did, and I said love you because I only had 2 words left, and I said fuck it, he's just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Did it. Sarah Lee responded with love you too. We both love you.
Yeah, we both love you.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. It worked. Obviously, a few more sendings throughout the time, just kept going in sequential order. Now, this sending gets shot back before that spell. The confusion of love you too? And I was like, I thought personally, like from player's perspective, that was fucking clever. Like, that was like, wow. So there was a sending spell sent before. Oh god. Like, it broke me for a second, but at the same time I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Tomei, who was so like comfortable with saying it at this point, is now saying it to someone, saying it to the other party who probably is their first or second time hearing it in that context, because you were sending it to Sarah Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how would she'd probably be very confused. Mm-hmm. Very confused.
Yeah, especially because it's only been a couple days.
Yeah, it's only been a few days. Like, she knows time's weird there.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fucking Cobalt Soul monk. She knows time's fucking weird there. Mm. Amazing. So she's just confused because she thinks that, it's only been 4 days. That, or she's confused because it's been 4 days and you're just now reaching out. So I don't know. I feel like I played it well, and I'm getting compliments about it. So
yes, very well.
So you sent your sending. We're confused from the time change, dilation, whatever it is. Reminded Nephilis that she needed to get her creation for you all. She eventually returned with Nephilim rings, which I think I've actually got the magic item almost done for them.
You just need to get it in our inventories kind of thing.
Yeah. They're a little bit more detailed than just being a focus for time.
Which will be great, because Tomei will definitely sit there and be like, what does this do?
Right, here, let me pull it up real quick, because I should still have it.
This spell? Ooh, it's a necromancy.
Okay, or D&D Beyond is going to take 1,500 years to load anything. We're still good, right? I think we're still good. Yeah, we're still good. But there we go. My homebrew collections. It's on the second page. So,
ooh.
This ring appears to resemble moss-covered tree bark that has been fashioned into a simple band. The ring radiates with magic of the Feywild and was a gift from the Keeper of the Wellspring of Remembrance. First feature of the ring, Temporal Anchor. Any creature that steps through a planar transition into the Feywild, or leaving the Feywild while wearing this ring, can anchor themselves to the time of their choosing. This chosen point in time cannot exceed a gap of 3 months since the last point of traversal.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I was reading a spell. I was trying to figure out.
Temporal anchor. This is the first feature of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing. Any creature that steps through a planar transition into the Feywild or leaving the Feywild while wearing this ring can anchor themselves to the time of their choosing. This chosen point cannot exceed a gap of 3 months since the last point of traversal.
Mm.
The second thing of it, Wellspring's Song. The Fey magic suffused within this ring sings and hums with the music of the Wellspring of Remembrance. When a creature casts a spell such as the Gate spell or Plane Shift, this ring can act as a focus for the spell, much like a tuning fork for the Plane Shift spell. Which y'all are clever enough to put pieces together. You imagine if you did it, your location that you would end up going to is the Wellspring. Because Nephilis did say there was a gate there.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't always line up
To where you came in at.
to where you came in at, or at all. But yeah, the Nephilim ring's dope. But you all got one. You all now have essentially a focus to get back to the Wellspring of Remembrance.
Mm-hmm.
And that will also play a key into if y'all jump into the Feywild and are trying to get back there without using any sort of teleportation in the Feywild. It'll help guide you to the location as well.
Yeet.
Because it was a bit of a challenge before.
It was just a lot of long travel with not really a lot happening, and that's just due to rolls and shit.
Right. But y'all have teleportation, so
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. My fucking travel table is there is only one number you can roll that's nothing happens.
there was a lot of stuff that y'all rolled that shit would have happened. But I was very nice. Y'all avoided a Dusk Hag encounter.
Mm-hmm. Which we talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
Y'all avoided the Centaur hunting party. There was another one on there that I was kind of hoping y'all would roll. There's actually two on there that I was hoping y'all would roll. One of them is y'all would find a 300-foot clearing around an old and decrepit tree. Another one was a strange green goat starts bothering the fuck out of y'all.
Okay.
And both of those would have scared the shit out of y'all.
Yeah. Well, we don't gotta worry about that. But so we wound up getting those rings from Nephilis, and we said, "All right, let's go to the portal." Blah blah blah. Mishap.
Yeah,
Mishap.
The first mishap y'all have ever rolled on that belt.
Because most of the time we're just above the very familiar.
Yeah, y'all are very familiar, or you have an anchor to the point.
Which, thank God I had a picture. Bobby has the picture now. I gave it to him.
Yeah, it definitely helped because so the first roll y'all rolled a 5. Which is absurd.
I got so excited because I forgot in that moment how to read percentile dice and was like 50. Nope.
And I'm like, no, that's a 5, which is absurd because had it been Aurora rolling a divine inspiration, she would have gotten it. Because you have to roll under your class level. Like, that is absurd. And then I think it was a 90 something after that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was like a 93 or 95.
Something like that. I think it was like 94, actually.
Yeah, but no, so the mishap happened. You all teleported. I just like to think that whenever a mishap happens, you teleport within 100 feet of the location. Y'all just happen to teleport 100 feet into the cliff. um, and because it's force damage, it's always 100 feet within the location, but it's 100 feet into a solid surface. Like when you teleport in Minecraft to like join your friend, but they've built themselves into a hole, so you're just taking damage from being in the ground. Yeah. But no, then y'all teleported to just outside the portal to find a familiar black and white furred tabaxi in the process of talking to Borzan, the centaur leader of the Feywild guard team, as well as Umber.
I just want to say, again, for the record, how upset I was because I wanted to play into that, you know, what we're about to talk about, and like run up Super Solace. I'm glad you are alive.
Nope.
And then that go to, what do you mean that we're alive? Of course we are. What's going on?
Right.
You know?
Nope. Instead,
I want to hit him.
Instead, Kaylin goes, I'm gonna fucking punch him. And so she runs up and just fucking decks him, and Belwyn fucking deadlegs him immediately. The first time you've seen him in months. And you're just beating the fuck out of him. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Umber is sitting here the entire time, like, thinking this is fucking hilarious.
Because he didn't play into that.
No, but he's also very. We're gonna get into that. And Borzan's just confused, like, what is happening? Pulls sword out slowly. But no,
I just love Leviathan. Do I need to punch him? Is he a bad guy?
Right. Then everybody is introduced to Jackson.
Hey, my boy.
I named the session Results Have Consequences. Kind of because of that. Or actions have consequences. Because of that. Because you decided that you wanted to continue to voice your boy. I was like, alright, you're going to have to voice Voltum at the same time.
Yep.
In the same conversation.
Which is great, which is great practice, because I'm a DM now, and there's those moments that I have to be 3 fucking NPCs in one sitting.
Yep.
So I mean, it's good practice, and I had no problems with it. It's just, especially like being Jackson and having him back. Obviously, I want to talk as Jackson to my old party. He wants to talk to them more.
Yeah, you turned Tomei off for a good minute. Like, there was a lot of moments where I was expecting you to switch back to Tomei to question something, but you never did. But yeah, you had to pilot 2 characters at once.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't care.
For the latter half of the session, basically for the rest of the session.
Which, after you reminded me, don't forget Tomei is there. Whenever you reminded me, I felt I did a lot better at, like, whenever he was like, so you 3 are new, and played into, like, how did you all meet these folks?
I like the way that you, like, got yourself out of it, though, with the fight. You're like, yeah, Tomei's just gonna post up and, like, hang out to the side.
And then I threw Tomei, I got 100 on Belwyn!
Yep. But no, it was pretty chill after that.
It was. There was a lot of conversation, a lot of RP. There was the moment of there was a moment there, and I was hoping somebody caught onto it, but nobody like seemed like they did. Of Jackson's character development, character growth. He's not that hardy, stuck up bitch anymore.
Well, that's because the only character who really drove out like any of the stuff that Jackson needed to work on is the same character who left recently, Teargrim.
Mm-hmm. Well, and even then, it was because even before then, the party was very much like he's always just like so to the books, like wants to get shit done, which played into the character and how he was. But obviously, going through all the planes and having to deal with what he did, learns the lessons of nature and learns the lessons of life. Just fucking go with the flow. That's why whenever he said, "I'll partake with you," when Aurora was smoking, that was like the first cue that I thought somebody would be like, "Wait, when did you start smoking?" Why not? You know?
To be fair, I also feel like a lot of the players, well, aside from Leviathan and Zem and Tomei, all the other characters, like, the last they saw him, he was pursuing change for himself. So, maybe they didn't say anything because this is the change that came and they're just accepting of it.
Well, and who's to say? Because obviously we'll all wake up in the Grove tomorrow, and obviously there will be a like council meeting, and Jackson's gonna be like, "I kind of want this party here so that we can talk about what the next plan of action is for us right now." And again, I'll have to autopilot for the first little bit of that. Not autopilot. I'll have to double play for the first half of that next session, but I just feel like there will be another opportunity to really like, if you need something, I can try to help. And still show that little bit of what he was from his past, of he still has that seriousness to him, but yet also still show the growth.
Yeah. I'm excited for the party to catch on to it. It's I feel like it's too subtle for the rest of the party. Like if Teargrim was here, Teargrim would
have right out the gate.
Yeah, hold on.
Made the joke of like, "Don't lose your head," and Jackson would just laugh with him.
Yeah, and he would have been like, "Okay, hold on."
Yeah, that would have been the first tell right there for him.
Or better yet, when you said something about smoking, Teargrim would have been like, hold on."
Yeah.
Because Teargrim's the one who's known him the longest.
Yep. Which I want to play into the fact that, you know, Teargrim's kind of fucked off and is doing his own thing. Obviously, my character and his characters are just kind of like in the world doing their own thing now. Jackson. Just kind of going to be in the world doing their own thing while the party's out doing whatever. I kind of want to play into the fact that Jackson reached out to Teargrim one way or another and was like, "Why don't you come into the Feywild with me? I might need an extra hand. And I can't do this alone."
Maybe.
And then whenever that player decides they want to come back or they want to do something, we can catch up and like, "Hey, this is kind of something that you can say happened for your time."
Right. He and I have to talk still.
Good. I'm glad that he's still like keeping up.
Yeah.
Like,
he's still in communication.
I miss him.
We all do. Anyways, yeah, so the session was kind of a little chiller. There was a fight, and it was, I mean...
very one-sided.
Very one-sided. Belwyn can kick a level 15 character's ass, no problem, when that character is holding back.
Literally. Well, and that I did want to hit on that, but I was going to wait till you said something about the fight. But I'll be honest, like, that's one reason I wanted to play a druid from level 1 to level 20, just full campaign, is so that each level up, I can wild shape into that now! And, like...
have the mechanics down and
right,
understood.
So, level 15 character going into a fight, to be honest, I don't know what the fuck I can wild shape into or not. I just know that I've got some really fucking strong-ass spells, and I've got a lot more health.
I actually was... doing a thought experiment for a homebrew druid subclass for the new homebrew world that I think you might be interested in. We'll have to talk about it.
All I know is that I have to play a fucking bard.
Yeah, but you could always
tragedy.
You could always help me develop that a little bit more.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
As long as there's an NPC based on me.
To give you some hints at it, what if...
No, that's Patreon exclusive shit. Whenever we have a Patreon.
That's true.
We don't want to tell them anything. We don't want to even give them
Okay.
hints.
Okay. So I've talked to you about the homebrew world stuff before, so I'm going to be trying to pull on some very vague information that only you're able to recall. You ready?
Of course, yeah, sure.
If you can decipher this, good job.
If you can decipher this, go get a job working for the FBI.
Right. Homebrew world.
Uh-huh.
There's a specific type of people.
Uh-huh.
Like a classification of people.
Uh-huh.
That
preferences. Right?
They different parts of themselves.
Yeah, preferences.
Okay. What if druid but them? Almost as if their thing is almost slightly natural.
Kind of like Dryad.
But
different. Yeah.
But
I mean,
not,
maybe.
But not natural at all. Like
maybe.
Yeah. Like
that's a little too much hint.
Yeah. What if?
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but you don't got to keep talking. We don't want to tell them. Shh, cover your ears. Oh, speaking of which, I gotta take off this hoodie.
But
it's getting hot in here.
Intriguing thought.
Yeah.
Intriguing concept.
But yeah, so that fight, originally going into it, it was very much Leviathan was just like, I want to spar.
Yeah.
And so Jackson just being the laid back, like we're celebrating. Fuck it, I'll spar you. Why not?
And then forgot that if he calls for a fighting pit, suddenly it's...
Right, and that's the thing. He's not used to being one of the people that needs 3 people fighting him.
Right.
So he's always dealt with just the one-on-ones. So he does that, says, clear the way, sees the other 2 walking up. Honestly, Jackson went, please Bowen on my side. And honestly, I wanted to RP in that moment. Like, just like old times, right, Bowen? And like, get Belwyn with him, old times, old party, fight together. But I didn't have a chance to say anything. Well, it wasn't even that it was a missed opportunity. It was just right as you said, who's joining? Okay, Belwyn and Leviathan are together, them and Jackson. And I was like, oh.
You get D&D Beyond pulled up, right?
I have Jackson and Tomei, yes.
Okay, open up game rules.
Load game rules.
Pull up the game rules for our tiefling friend.
The class?
Mm-hmm.
Main?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look for that, and you'll see why I wrote that on the
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Critical Role. I'm on episode 35.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, that...
Yeah.
That's Balance Demise.
Yeah, it sure enough is. It was so funny, though, because you say that the druid was holding back as well as the blood hunter. I think... I want to think this, just because I want to feel better about myself from that fucking fight, that if I would have known a little bit more about what I could do as a level 15 druid, and Zem used her full abilities, that the fight would have been a little bit more even. A little more even, that is. Because...
I just remembered something you could have done, too. You could have prepared polymorph.
Right, I could have, but that's another thing is we had talked before then. I was like, I haven't prepared any spells because I went from level 10 to level 15 with this character just in a sit down session, so I just didn't have fucking time to look through all the different spells that a druid could have. By the way, speaking of that, what the fuck spell does Keyleth use to go from one tree to another and like would teleport Vox Machina around?
Teleport via plants.
It's just teleport via plants?
Yep.
Okay. Because I want to RP with that to like, if the party decides to split like we're talking about and we've been talking about, Jackson wants to lend that hand of where does somebody want to go?
Right.
I can get you at least close.
Well, the funny thing is, aside from Westrun,
I've been everywhere.
Yeah, Jackson can get the party to pretty much anywhere else they want to go. Because he's been to Oath. He's been to Port Damali. He's been to Whitestone, even.
I've been to Zephyra, so I know the tree in Zephyra.
Yeah, you've been to Zephyra.
Send a message real quick. Lady Keyleth. Somebody might be coming through your tree in a moment. Just be ready.
I don't feel like any other party is going to go to Zephyra for any reason.
Well, Tomei to Zephyra, and then Keyleth could teleport him to fucking...
Tomei can just teleport circle to the...
But don't I need to use a teleport circle? Or can I just do it anywhere and then bamf to the teleport?
Casting the spell without a teleport circle is just drawing the circle. That's why you have to cast it every day for a year to make a permanent one.
In the same spot. Well, then yeah, that'll be what Tomei does then, is teleport circle. Like, I'm gonna go to Westrun. Is there a teleportation circle nearby that I can meet you all? Because I still need my second one. Could there be one in the Grove? Would there be one in the Grove?
There wouldn't be one in the Grove.
I didn't think so. I wouldn't think there would be.
No, they teleport via plants. If I'm not mistaken, it's also a similar leveled spell.
I think so. Hold on. I have it literally...
I think it's a 7th level.
Then it's definitely not fucking similarly leveled.
To teleport, it is.
To regular teleport.
Yeah, not to teleportation circle.
Manage spells. Known spells. You said 7th level.
It's a 7th level.
It is not a 7th level spell.
6th?
Looking. Yeah, transport via plants, 6th level.
Yep.
Prepared.
Anyways.
Take 10 minutes in the morning to prepare spells. But yeah, no, the fight was great overall. Like, I got knocked down. Jackson, so everyone's aware, has 107 hit points. I was knocked to 50. I was knocked to 50 in the first turn without me being able to do anything yet.
You're telling me that the difference between a level 15 druid and a level, I think...
I also rolled shitty hit die. Yeah.
I think she's level 8 in Bloodhunter. A level 11 multi-class character has 10 less hit points than a level 15 druid.
I also rolled shitty on a lot of the health rolls. Like, you were there, you were like, ooh. I remember you, especially doing the 10 to 15, the 5 rolls that I did, you went, ooh.
Yeah.
And I just also remember from the leveling up at the beginning of the campaign, it was like, dude!
Yeah, you had some really shitty rolls.
Yeah. Tomei, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Where's he sitting at health full rise? Yeah.
But as far as...
Level 11 wizard has 73.
As far as that session goes, I mean... There's not much more to talk about, at least until somebody gets here.
Right. She went and saw Thalia.
Yeah. Why don't you give me some fun points from both Tomei and Jackson, and some bad points from both Tomei and Jackson?
Right. So I'll start with Tomei, because his will be a little bit easier to go down. Fun point was definitely getting to home.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm fucking out of there, thank God. Met this druid that has been with the party before, that he's heard so much fucking about, and went, how the fuck did he do this? Because he, heard the story of like, oh, I traveled between the planes and blah, 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 and went, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think that was a missed opportunity, too, on the, like, Tomei asking questions, like, how is that possible?
Right.
Not understanding the planes, but I think that's where the bad point for Tomei comes in, is I didn't ask the questions I should have, because part of me as the player didn't want to bore the other players with me going back and forth with myself.
Right.
Because then I feel like I'm trying to take the show or whatever, and I just feel
There she
bad.
is.
I just feel bad for doing that. So it was very focused on like Jackson asking the party, "What have you guys been doing? What is up? What's this? What's that?"
Right.
And yeah, Tomei had fun with the fight, just watching instead of being drug in like he was the last time. Like, thank God I didn't get drug in this time. I almost wanted Jackson and Tomei to fight on the same side, just so that like, it was one of those like, haha, funny, the same player.
Now you're having to do 2 fucking character sheets, and that would have just drug. In all honesty, that would have.
But that's the thing is, I know Tomei's character sheet so well at this point with like the spells that he would use and like what instances to use what spells, that I feel I can go pretty quick in my initiative turn with Tomei.
Yeah, but then Jackson.
And then there was Jackson where I was like, what the fuck can I do again? Because there was at one point I wanted to Guardian of Nature.
Yeah.
But again, fucking got knocked down over 50 hit points in the first fucking turn.
Yep. We'll take a pause here. Why don't you say hi to everybody?
As she walks away.
Right.
Bye.
Didn't he just want out?
He just came in. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Because they all don't want to go back outside.
Hi.
Hi. So, just joining us, this is Danny. Who do you play in each of the campaigns?
I play.
Fully introduce yourself.
Yeah, fully introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I play Kaylin in the main and Lilith in point 5.
Yeet. We've kind of ran through majority of the main campaign recap.
Definitely talked on your point of fucking punching Jackson, right?
Yeah.
At the point. We kind of were hitting on the Thalia meeting, but obviously wanted to wait for you just to get your thoughts and stuff on it.
Right. So, we'll start from the very beginning.
I got my baby back.
We'll start from the very beginning.
One night stand with.
From the very beginning. Okay.
Uh-huh.
In the Wellspring, you were kind of quiet. Up until it came to the point of like talking about what next steps were. You were kind of quiet. You didn't participate much. Is there a reason?
Like when we were still in the Feywild?
Yeah.
Very start of the session.
Very start of the session after you woke up.
You were quiet.
You were quiet. You didn't really involve yourself with conversations.
Well, I really just wanted to get back to the main plane, and I really didn't have like much to say. I was mostly worried about the fact of getting back.
Well, y'all had that figured out. But that's where you ended up starting to talk was like
Yeah.
when the conversation of like what next steps were.
And you partook a lot in that part of that conversation, but a lot of the RP in the beginning with Belwyn and Robert, me and Leviathan, and even Zim jumping in on that conversation, like I agree with Zach. You were just super just like
Passive.
the deity is back.
Well, after eventually conversing and deciding to teleport back to the portal, you were immediately met with a familiar black and white furred tiefling.
Tiefling?
Tiefling. Tabaxi. Sorry, started with a T.
I love how he knows and like slinks down just under the camera every time.
Right. What was your immediate thought? Other than, I want to punch him.
You're alive. Thank God.
Honestly, well, I can't even say that, to be honest. I was gonna say you knew that already, just through a letter that was sent back.
Okay, but
Things
still.
happen.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I can't really say that in full because that was also while he was in the water plane. There were still 2 more other fucking planes he needed to go through. Well, 1 at that point, but
Yeah, no, so you got to see Jackson. Oh, there is something we kind of glossed over. Yo, we're then told that literally everybody on the Maiar Grove is dead.
Yeah.
Or on the council is dead. What was your immediate thought then? I already know his thought because
it happened.
it happened.
We didn't
Is
talk about it
Thalia
here,
okay? That's all I cared about.
I still love that you are just in love with this woman after a one-night stand.
Hey, sometimes the spark just happens, man.
You know what? This is my one time to have a lesbian lover. Let me have my lesbian lover!
It's not your one time. You knew you were going to be playing this game and have many different campaigns.
You also told me at one point you wanted to try and hook up with Melody.
Yeah, that was at the beginning when I didn't know about Thalia. And I was drunk. Well, character was, but...
That makes it even worse. A drunk one-night stand. I am just fully in love with this person, and I'm gonna just do anything for them.
No,
after
I
a
was
drunk
actually
one-night
sober
stand.
whenever I had it with Thalia.
No, you were drunk.
No, you were drunk.
I was?
Yep.
Yep.
Y'all were partying. And then Thalia came up and...
No, I had a
We were all
couple
just having
drinks.
a... No, you were drunk.
You were drunk.
All the characters were drunk.
everybody was drunk.
Because we all woke up the next morning with fucking...
Well, everybody who woke up in the same room, yeah.
Yeah.
She woke up to Thalia.
Yeah. But yeah, it just makes it even worse. A drunk one night stand immediately just fully in love and would die for this person.
Hey, you know what? Maybe y'all need to ask her the questions as to why and maybe uncover that with her character. Maybe it's a story point. Maybe she has traumas that she hasn't divulged to y'all. Oh no, I'm bullshitting.
Yeah, I don't even know. But Thalia.
Yeah, so you were told Thalia was fine,
I didn't hit on that.
but you all, after paying your respects to the Fey Guardian in the grave that was nearby the gate, you all step back through the gate, focusing on the right point in time.
Is there really a right?
The point in time y'all chose. Then y'all got back. Were immediately met with more corpses.
All wrapped up, ready to go.
All wrapped up, ready for burial rites. Y'all were led immediately up to the cliff, where after a few moments, Kaylin fucked off to go find Thalia. You found her. What was your thoughts when you found her?
Jackson did warn you.
Missing a hand, one leg's bandaged and bloody.
I felt really bad. I was like, oh, I wish I could have been there. Yeah, I know, but
We would have died. TPK.
still.
Y'all did choose to go to the Feywild instead of the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
That's what we needed for a Reggie. There was no, like, why would we go to
Reason,
the... There was
right.
no reason the party could even debate that.
Well, I mean, going after Jameson could have posed a reason.
Well, we all thought he was still in the deep ethereal at that point. The party all thought he was in the deep ethereal still. At least I know as Tomei I did.
Doesn't mean you can't go asking questions in a different world.
That's fair. We didn't think about that.
But
Anyways,
the ceremony happened.
well, so you saw Thalia.
Mm-hmm.
You helped her out a bit.
Yeah.
You gave her some cure wounds, and it definitely helped her out. Careful, he's right next to the microphone.
Yeah, I was about to say. He's probably blocking Zach right now.
No,
it's
he's
fine.
not.
I talk loud enough. But casted some cure wounds on her and definitely repaired the spinal damage that she had suffered.
Yay.
I
helped.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was painful.
Well, yeah, but at least she got better.
She suddenly had feeling in her spine again. Which means she suddenly felt all of the pain that she wasn't feeling before.
Yeah, but
Great job!
You know what? In order for it to get better, it has to get worse.
I mean, in some cases, yeah. I can't disagree. But
we're just gonna carry our prey. Got it.
So
This man's.
you eventually took Thalia up to the cliff because she wanted to be there for the funeral rites.
Mm-hmm.
And then the party watched the Maiar Grove send off pretty much the majority of the council.
Yeah.
And then y'all decided fighting pit.
Party, fighting pit,
Party
conversation.
fighting pit.
Oh, one thing we didn't touch on, Jackson anointing the
Oh yeah, Borzan
Borzan.
as the new Fey Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
You also all got to meet Ezekiel finally.
Finally, which I don't know if you remember, Danny. Whenever you guys first came to the Grove, Jackson kept asking, "Where's Ezekiel? Oh, he's out on his scouting missions and whatnot. He's doing this, he's doing that." It was very much like Ezekiel was a big part of the Grove to Jackson.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Well, and Ezekiel was one of the first people that Jackson met when he got there.
Which nobody ever knew because it was never brought up.
Yeah, but it was Ezekiel was the one that kind of like gave Jackson hope when he came to the Grove that even though he doesn't look like he belongs, that he's probably still could.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ezekiel is a dragonborn surrounded by a bunch of hippies.
A red dragonborn.
A red dragonborn at that. There's also more stuff with that, but
there's so much more with that.
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll make a comic for Jackson.
Maybe.
Or something.
Or somebody.
Some sort of story. But yeah, then y'all decided fighting pit. You sat out of it. You did not partake in the fighting.
Yes, because I wanted to be with Talia.
Yep, and that you did. And then nobody helps her back to the infirmary.
I was going to, and then Jackson was like, "No, I want to."
Jackson was like,
"Talk to her."
Yeah, Jackson helped her back and was like, "We need to discuss some stuff, anyways."
At first, no one helped her back. She was like, "I want to go back," and you were like, "Okay," and she just started hobbling off, and Jackson was like, "Oh wait, hold on, I need to talk to her anyways." Luckily, she was able to walk.
Mm-hmm.
But Jackson left y'all to y'all's own vices as y'all turned into his hut and went to sleep.
Sleepy sheep.
We were just going over, when you finally joined us, we were just going over fun points and bad points for Jackson and Tomei.
I only did Tomei's, and I reiterate real quick the bad points, because I already talked a lot on the good points, but the bad points was, that I didn't give him enough chance to ask the questions that he probably should have, being the intelligent character he is. And now Jackson, good points being that he got to see his fellow friends alive, which that's a relief to him. Getting a chance to just show what he's learned over his time, because there hasn't really been a point other than just seriousness since he's gotten back. So him just being able to finally, like, we just go with the flow, blah, blah, blah. Relax a little and show that, yeah, even though this is a serious time, I can still fucking chill.
Right.
Bad points for Jackson. The fucking fighting Belwyn. He knew going into that fight, too. Oh, this is going to be bad. Because he forgot. Because you missed this part. Going into it, Jackson's only used to the one-on-one fights from what it's been. So when Leviathan said, let's spar, Jackson went into it thinking, oh, it's going to be me and Leviathan fighting.
And then Jackson told his people, give me room for a fighting pit. And they all went, oh, he wants to fight his lower-leveled friends. Not just one, multiple. So they opened up enough space that there was 4.
Yeah, and it was playing into the fact that he is now a great druid on path to become the grand druid. And it's one of those that, and in that moment, Jackson realized, oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I forget.
Because anytime he saw Canthel fight in a fighting pit, it was like 3 or 4 people that were fighting against him. So he went, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
It's like, I fucked up.
And then just in general, like, props to Caden. Like, I cannot be upset by it, because Caden just knows how to build characters. He just fucking knows. And makes these broken characters without even fucking trying. And it never shows until a combat. And then it's like, nah, you can't fucking touch me, but yet I can hit you 20 fucking times in one turn. And I'm like, I just want to do cool things and find my friends. That's the only reason I pulled out an 8th level Call Lightning, by the way. I was going to keep it super, like, 5th level at most. I was. But the second I was like, I'm at 30 hit points and it's only been 2 turns.
Yeah. You should have also kept in mind anything that's a dex save is a no-go for him.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hit him directly, or you don't want to hit him at all.
Yeah. I just love it that he still failed the roll and said Ring of Evasion.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck you! God damn it!
Yee. But yeah,
Bad Point had to fight Belwyn versus fight with Belwyn. Because again, he wanted to, going into that, seeing Belwyn walk up, go, just like old times, fight with one of his friends, not with somebody new. But
what about you, Kaylin? What's some fun points, bad points that you had from the session? I know it's a very quick recap of the session for you.
Fun point. Definitely seeing Thalia.
Of course.
And then
love that she goes to Thalia and not even the character that was with her for 90% of the beginning of the campaign.
Nope.
Right. She's not excited about Jackson at all.
I knew that was coming too. When she's sitting there thinking about what was a fun point, I went, wow. The character, and in all honesty, I'm really not trying to be that guy. But the character that Kaylin was most worried about in the first month of him being just gone. Kaylin was too. You RP'd that a lot, that like, he's not dead, he's alive, we're gonna see him again, like, blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah, you did play the stop it, he's alive card a little bit.
So that's why in just this moment I was like, wow.
I was more worried about Thalia as well. Well, I should say equal parts. Equal parts, I was worried about both of you.
Anyways, bad points.
Bad points. Coming back and everything, that city is just basically ruined. Well, shouldn't say the city. The council was ruined.
The council was dead. The grove itself was actually fine. Not a lot of buildings or anything broken.
Yeah, I
Well,
figured.
y'all are also, they're quick to repair.
It's a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
Plant growth.
And dirt.
And dirt.
Yeah. Because had you gotten there right after the fact, we're going to get into DM notes now.
Yeah.
Had you gotten there right after the fact, you would have seen a few craters. A few craters, like the earth that was there was just gone. You would have seen blood. A lot of blood. Probably would have looked like a fireball went off at some point. It would have been bad. It would have been bad. None of the stones would have been touched though.
No,
Or the statue.
Cause there was one thing I forgot, but I'll wait.
And it's not for the reason you're thinking. He avoided them.
Yeah, no, that was the reason I was thinking.
Okay.
I know it probably doesn't have to do anything with the gods protecting it. No,
Nope.
he probably specifically, especially after knowing what I know, because Jackson knows what happened. Knowing what I know, yeah, of course he would avoid it. Because he doesn't want to, he wasn't there to destroy anything in the first place.
He was just walking through.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense why the fucking council attacked, though, because it's a very, like, this is an imbalance of nature. Because that's their whole go. Anything that comes out of the Feywild or Shadowfell that is an imbalance of nature, they handle it.
Yep.
He is very much an imbalance of nature.
Yep. With all the information they know. So they immediately started attacking, and it went poorly for them. What's that? Don't ever swing first, because you'll be the first to drop.
Something like that. I think that's how it goes. I think
Swing
that's how
first,
it goes.
drop first. Yeah. They swung first.
Oh, and also you don't want to swing first because you can always plead self-defense. But...
The Grove doesn't care about that.
No.
They're not going to have righteous brand soldiers rolling up on them to help defend them. If righteous brand soldiers are rolling up on the Grove, there's a problem.
There's a big problem.
Or
Anyway.
even Crown's Guard.
Yeah.
But- Any hoosers. Yeah, no. There was more deaths than just the council.
Most of the Grove. Well, some of the Grove.
Some of the Grove.
Because people wanted to stand up and fight with them. Thank God for Umber.
Yeah, Umber was the one who clocked his intentions. And
Ezekiel clocked it.
Ezekiel clocked Umber's intention, or Umber's expression first.
And decided to stop then and there and help stop the rest of the Grove.
Right. But yeah, no, he that all happened, and then he waltzed his way. Oh no, he didn't waltz his way out. Actually, he disappeared. He went, nope, not doing this, and was gone.
Which, yay! That'll be fun to talk about at the beginning of next session. Like, because alluding what could happen next. I feel very start of next session is going to be very much Jackson's calling for a council meeting with the party, because he feels that it's important that all details are shared so that they know what they're expecting, and we'll figure it out from there, kind of thing. And I think if we stick with the plan that we had talked about at the end of session and kind of off camera, I think the party's going to be splitting for the first half of the session to, like, individually do our things that we want to and need to then all group up and come back to the plan. Which, I was going to talk with you, I think it'd be a really cool opportunity to do the, like, I only meet this person and this person at the table, and the rest of us have to be out in the other room, because then when we all finally come back after break, we all share the different knowledges that we got. And
here's my concern with doing that. My concern with doing that is, I know some of you motherfuckers, and I know some of you motherfuckers would pull up stream. And watch stream while you're not supposed to be aware of what's happening.
Well, and that's why we we very clearly state, you know, we're up here talking to each other about what we're going to possibly be doing and stuff like that, and we just make sure and hold each other accountable.
Right.
We hold each other accountable to not do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had a few moments where I've wanted to do that, but
It's just as we're getting up from the table, you just look at everyone that's leaving the door. Don't fucking pull it up.
anyways,
But
no, I mean it would be a good opportunity to do that. I think we need to. I'm probably gonna shoot out a message in the group chat to everyone, but I think you all need to think about how much time y'all want to take to do anything while y'all are separated.
just try to keep it to a, hey, we're going to either speed run each individual interaction or we're going to take time with each individual interaction.
Right, like, are you, like, for instance, with Robert and Leviathan's already stated he wants to go to Daisy's.
And work on a bench. And it's
work on a
actually wasn't, yeah, no, Robert was going back with Belwyn.
Robert was going to go back with Belwyn to Oath to check in with the Beetle Deedles.
Mm-hmm.
Which he has a workbench there, so I imagine he probably is going to end up sitting at a workbench for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like I imagine Kaylin's probably going to stick around with her family for a little while and hang out.
Well,
You're going with Zim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Zim
Yeah.
wanted me to come with her to talk with their council.
With her boss.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm surprised you forgot that. That was like a Kaylin gets to meet the boss.
Yeah.
Oh god. Tomei's gonna go back to West Run, have dinner with his mother and girlfriend. And just more or less, yes, this is dinner, but we needed a comfortable place to talk.
What is Aurora gonna do in the meantime?
She said, and I quote, "I'm gonna smoke." And we all went, oh god.
You know what?
If honestly, I kind of want to drag Aurora along with me, just to have another party member there that can help cross-reference and stuff, because Tomei thinking analytically, have somebody else there that can help keep the information straight.
It also wouldn't be a bad idea to have her with you because sending.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all would have sending. I believe you have access to sending.
If not,
what did you just
Zim
level up,
does.
Ranger or Cleric?
Cleric.
You should have access to sending now. Or no, it's a 3rd level spell.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have access to 3rd level spells.
Zim has sending though.
Zim
But I
has
have a
sending.
4th level spell.
Oh, then you do. I can't remember what levels you have.
Either way. But yeah, each person in the party would have, or each group would have access to sending. Because Leviathan's just going to be at Daisy's, where they're going to
Yeah,
be.
you don't have access to 3rd level.
Oh.
You have 4th level spell slots because of your class level. Or because of your total, like, character level. But you don't have access to those spells yet because you're not a high enough level in that class.
Is that 5th level?
I believe, yeah, 5th level is when you get 3rd level spells.
Okay. Because
Something like
I
that.
know I'm
It's-
stopping there.
Yeah, if Zem has sending, well, does Zem have sending?
Yeah,
Yes.
because she's used it.
No, she
No, she has a
you.
stone. She has a sending stone. She has a sending stone. That's how she talks to her boss. She asked you to do a sending for her.
I thought there was at one point we had discussed that she had regular sending as well, but I thought I
No.
might misinformation to the player.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but anyways, but no, having a way to communicate with each other over vast distances would be a good idea.
Mhm.
Well, and I'm sure Daisy has access to sending, and if they're going to be at Daisy's with Leviathan, hey Daisy, do you have a way to send a message?
I actually don't know if he has access to sending.
Melody? Either way, I figured we could all like talk at the beginning of the session and be like, so we're meeting at Daisy's, we meeting in Westron, are we meeting back here at the Grove, where are we going?
Right, how long are we taking? Like, what is the game plan? Y'all need to have a fucking game plan for once.
Yeah.
I'll
y'all are
talk
always-
with the party.
Y'all are always just like, yeah, we could go do this. And then that's it. It's not like
I'll video snap the group tomorrow and just be like, hey, so I know that we all said we're going to do this, but let's kind of video chat to each other. Not like video chat, but video feed to each other with just our ideas.
I think text is better because then it saves
Yeah.
in Snapchat.
Because knowing me, or Grace for that matter, will forget.
I just know for me it's easier to do a video because I'm driving all fucking day.
Voice to text.
Even then, my shit specifically is not accurate ever. And with the truck as loud as it is, doesn't pick up accurately. I've tried it.
Well, again, it'd be easier for everyone to remember with a text.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Anyways, but yeah, no, y'all just gotta figure out what the fuck y'all are doing.
We have the idea of what we're doing. It's the finer details of what we're doing.
Because the world's moving around y'all whether or not y'all do anything.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's why we're all kind of like splitting at this point. We have things that each individual person needs to do right now. It's better if we all just go, get it done, and then reconvene for the bigger things.
Yeah.
Like fighting a fucking dragon, apparently.
No, I'm gonna seduce the dragon, so it's fine.
Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. I just saw a TikTok today about that. Good fucking luck.
I mean, considering the type of dragon it is, you can seduce it, but it might be into some things that most people should not be into. And I'm not going to say anything because we're live on Twitch as to what some of those things are, but
I want to know.
things that you may not survive.
Okay.
I was about to say. But anyways, we'll move on. Yeah, I think like I don't disagree. We need to talk before session, all of us, whether that's prior to session in person, texting through the group chat. I don't disagree. Texting through the group chat would probably be better just so we can get ahead of time ideas and stuff. But next session will be fun. I hope personally, this is just my personal hope, is that we can get through all of the individual shit in the first half of session so that we can come back for the second half and really like start another party going here kind of thing. Or even, fact of the matter, party actually going and getting to a new location by end of session.
Right.
Wherever that new location may be, whether we're going to fucking another bow piece somewhere, we're going to Zarum for Leviathan, or something else happens that we got to go somewhere else.
Or following a trail that y'all have been given already with a list of places y'all could start looking for Jameson.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Going to, not El Silro, Marquette, sorry.
Well, even then, y'all have a list of places he's purchased. In tal'dorei and Wildmount, y'all have a list of places to go start looking.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, for all y'all know, he could be going to look at his old house in Nicodronis.
Mm-hmm.
He could be going to repurchase the docks that he once owned.
I don't know. I'm scared to run into that man at level 11.
Good.
Not for the simple fact of he's going to immediately kick our ass, but for the, what the fuck do I even say to this guy? Hey, you killed my friend's friend, whole family. That's not cool. Why'd you do it? And don't just say because they attacked you. You know. Anyways, there's a lot of dead silence after I said that, and I didn't like it. You know, I was like, this is awful dead silence.
The tension, the anxiety I wanted to build. Yeah, there's a lot that could happen.
Belwyn can take him. At this point, I feel like Belwyn can take fucking anybody. That man at level 20 is going to be a deadly weapon.
That man at level 20
That's only
could probably fight a god.
Yeah.
Could probably fight a god and like hold his ground. I wouldn't say necessarily win because like, you know,
it's a god.
They're hard to kill. But he would definitely fucking hold his ground. Like if Vox Machina was going to fight the Chroma Conclave and they had a Belwyn at their disposal.
Bro, that shit, that whole season just done right there at the beginning.
Right. It would have been, oh fuck, there's dragons, and Belwyn's already running.
Using his immovable rods to climb up through the dragon.
Right. He'd run up to Thordak and see the gem in the center of his chest and be like, that's my target.
Right there, I want that.
I want that. Fucking.
Oh, can I hit on one thing before we move on?
Yeah, sure.
You guys met Newt Newt.
Yeah.
You guys got to meet Newt Newt.
Which I want to talk about that a little bit.
You want to talk about Newt Newt?
I loved what happened with Newt Newt. So
I love Newt Newt, and I just love the story of how Newt Newt came to be.
So Jackson found Newt Newt in the Plane of Fire. He was a fire salamander about the size of like
Gildarts.
a full-grown cat, maybe a little bit bigger. No, about the size of a full-grown cat.
Yeah, that's what we
About the
agreed
size
on.
of a full-grown cat. That like just traversed with Jackson through the Plane of Fire for the longest time. It wasn't until one of the creatures of the Plane of Fire attempted to go after Newt Newt that Jackson was able to tap into the raw natural energies of the Plane of Fire.
And all I was trying to do was like a gust of wind to blow him away and say fuck off.
The thing that I was playing into that with is fire. Fire represents passion. Fire represents desire. And it was Jackson's desire to protect Newt Newt. So, when Jackson goes to throw this gust of wind, his arm ignites in flame and he immediately turns into a fucking fire elemental. And Newt Newt is nowhere to be found.
Damn.
He defends off this creature and drops his fire elemental form. And Newt Newt is a tiny little fucking fire salamander now. Because Newt Newt's elemental fire energy suffused with Jackson.
In that moment, I'm remembering the sit-down session we had. It was turned into the fire elemental, and with his hand up, saw the full-grown Newt Newt sitting in his hand, had the conversation with the god, and in that, as I dropped the fire elemental, so did he.
Yeah, it was something. I can't remember. Anyways, it was dope. It was cool.
It was awesome. Newt Newt's a great thing. Newt
Yeah.
Newt's amazing. Plot armor.
Newt Newt essentially like bonded with Jackson, and that's what created the bond between Jackson and the elemental plane of fire, and like his understanding of it and everything. It was dope. It
I
was a
love
nice
playing
little
into the-
storytelling piece.
I love playing into he is just a fucking salamander now and just
Yep.
licks his eye.
Anyways, but that's session 51 recapped. Now let's talk about session 2 of campaign point 5. Why don't you start us
Yay!
out?
My turn to talk a bunch more than you.
Like you don't already.
We talk about Ethan, okay? I don't know. Somebody at home, mark it up. But anyways, so
Tally the
campaign.
minutes.
What?
So tally the minutes talking.
Literally. Anyway, so campaign point 5, session 2. Obviously, every campaign is slow to start.
Mhm.
I was just super lucky and fortunate that we had a great first session with some combat, get the party together, figure out what's going on. So we pick up and this is like the first major part of the story. We pick up with the morning after, not even sunrise yet. Garen waking up and doing some light work. I wind up playing into it as a DM. Just you're doing light work, kind of like you would be for a watch. You can still get your long rest benefits. Which that was me being generous at that moment. But Garen waking up and starting to work on the forge, wanting to be up before Jarl to converse with him and talk with him a little bit.
Make him aware of the strangers in his house.
Literally. Which I rolled before he woke up, Jarl, and he noticed the people. because obviously he checks his own house when he wakes up.
Right.
Saw the people, came downstairs, and that's why in that first conversation, you know, you ran inside and was like, there are people in his house. He was like, yeah, I fucking saw them. How would I not notice? And also just knowing your dad, knowing yourself in that moment, just, he's a good guy. He's going to give shelter to those that need it, if they need it, kind of thing. So that's what he assumed. He assumed that he's just helping some people out right now.
Yeah, which I was gonna play into. I've definitely like put a little bit of self-inflection into Garen about how he goes about dealing with his father. He's very careful with how he goes about things. He doesn't want to upset him. He doesn't want to piss him off. But he also isn't entirely sure. Like he has no idea what his father's thinking ever. And so he's like trying his best to be the best son that he can, which plays into the character even more. Being a follower.
Which there was a nice little thing there towards the beginning there, which we'll hit on here in a minute, but
but because he's a follower of Moradin, and that's the whole thing is being a good son, how to be a better son.
Yeah. You tried in that moment to make breakfast, and that's when he walked in on you. You were trying to make breakfast, and Jarl looked at you and said, it smells like shit, because I had you roll a performance, and you rolled pretty low, like a 3 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, you tried. Like, kudos for trying. As you're walking out, you see Jarl dumping the pan to just start over.
Yep.
Which, how did you feel in that moment that that's what Jarl did?
Oh, valid. It's probably terrible. That would probably poison somebody. He's better at making potions than he is at making food.
Right.
Which, in that instance, it's kind of what he did, was make a potion.
A potion of just drink this and you'll throw up.
Right. It was his own rendition of a sober up brew.
But yeah, so the party, you went outside to start working on the forge while Jarl made breakfast. You were trying to time your foraging stuff with the loud snores of Alaric.
Yeah.
Which was great, and you timed it up perfectly. You had a great roll there, so you were able to time it up. But obviously, players starting to wake up as it's getting to sunrise. Lilith was the second one to wake up. Looked around the room, saw Alaric kind of like right next to the bed, Keely laying on the ground in this just fluff of feathers and everything. And then Garen to nowhere be found. So I think in that moment you were able to hear what was going on the other side of the wall, and you went to investigate. But I'll stop there for a half second and ask you, what was going through your head as Lilith in that moment? You wake up, the
stranger's
house. You remember coming here. You don't really remember when you fell asleep. And you just hear hammering outside. In sync with the snoring of Alaric. And she walked away.
Yeah.
As I'm asking her a question.
The cat's being an ass.
Let him be an ass. He's fine.
Just ignore him.
Literally.
Literally the point is to ignore him.
But yeah, what was going through your head in the beginning of session for you?
What the fuck is going on? What do I do and how did I get here? No, I knew how I got there. But what do we do?
Valid. You want to go outside, seeing Garen's timing his pumps to the snores of Alaric. See him. No, you didn't do it until.
No, I had changed at that point.
No, you're closed, yeah, but I was saying to set up the mechanics to.
Oh,
auto.
yeah, no, I hadn't done
that. Wasn't until later when Keely came outside.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately we didn't have Keely there this session, but surprising news, he'll be back next session.
Yay.
It'll be great, and he's so excited. He said he went back and watched and thought it was great and everything like that. So
yeah.
I'm excited to have him back next section. But Keely wound up waking up roughly about the same time as Alaric. They both came outside. Alaric had a small panic. Where's Lilith? Walked outside, found you guys, and there was some good RP there.
I just remembered something in my conversation with Jarl before everyone woke up. I warned him to, be careful with compliments towards the other tiefling. The halfling might get upset.
Yeah, I did forget about that. That was a little funny, like jab.
Yeah,
but
I everybody ended up coming outside, and of course Garen's just like, oh gods, there's too many people in the forge. I can't focus on like keeping this rhythm right. Fuck it, I'm just gonna rig this up real quick. Because he has an automatic thing for the bellows. He just doesn't like to use it.
Yeah, because
he likes to feel the forge.
Yeah. Set it up, obviously new to a lot of the party members of, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They've never seen anything automated before, so seeing it automated was intriguing. And again, there was just a lot of good RP there in the beginning. Jarl came out, said breakfast was ready. Y'all came in, ate breakfast, and continued to converse. And I want just your guys' thoughts and everything going through those whole RP moments, what you remember, like kind of talked about, like what was your character feeling about the other, and learning those secrets. I gotta go pee real quick.
I wanna ask. Garen's costume change. What did Lilith think? He was previously in like somewhat nicer clothes, not quite like fine clothes, but somewhat nicer clothes with those 3-inch boots. To suddenly he's in like dirty workers' clothes with these heavy ass steel boots on. What was running through Lilith's head seeing that? Went from leisure clothes to work clothes.
It's like, oh, this guy actually has a job and is not rich as fuck. Or a snob.
Do you think Garen was rich?
No.
Oh.
I was just...
Yeah, spitballing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Garen's more comfortable in his work clothes. So that's was one of the reasons why he
tattered, slightly torn, but never like torn.
Nope. Not damaged whatsoever. Because clothes the mending.
I forgot about the mending.
Yeah, his clothes repair themselves.
I just figured he would have had like a couple, like for the aesthetic look of it, like a small tear where the like neck of it is for the breathing. That's what I had pictured whenever we first like were talking about it.
They are still like very well maintained clothes. They're just dirty. They're stain covered and soot covered and like
mostly soot.
Mostly soot, but you can see like there's some oil that was spilt on it at one point, a strange yellow fluid that you think is probably piss, but he would guarantee you it's not.
Garen Tinker.
A few other stains of varietal color. You also would have seen behind the house, because it wasn't really mentioned, this cute little herb garden. Like it's a nice little herb garden.
And that was a detail that I missed, and I apologize on that front. We were more focused on what was going on, the little training ground and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you guys did talk about it later when fucking his character that you had to RP went up and did something with the.
He did Druidcraft on the herb garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but. Yeah, no, there's 2 gardens in the home. There's one inside the kitchen.
Which is the one he Druidcraft.
Yeah, that's the one that he Druidcraft. That one's a microgreens garden, so like cilantro and basil and thyme and things like that. That's more so that's Jarl's fucking garden.
Yeah, don't touch my plants.
Garen is not allowed to touch that one. Now the one in the backyard, don't start picking stuff off and eating because it might kill you. He's growing some stuff back there that he uses to concoct various things.
Yeah. So had a nice morning game that Lilith pitched in, which is kind of like
What the fuck is up with
what
that?
the fuck is up with that? But her own little rendition.
Yeah.
We had talked prior to session about like ways that the party could get to know each other, and when we originally talked, I thought you were gonna save that for like at the bar and like we're all gonna just chill at the bar and talk about each other, not a breakfast thing.
Okay, but if we were gonna start traveling around, well, if we were gonna start from that day in that morning, be a group.
Yeah, you're valid.
No, you're very valid in what you're doing. I just had expected something else.
That's what happens when you expect.
Right. But you all played the fun game, got to know each other a little bit. It was, again, sad we didn't have our 5th player there because it would have made it a little more interesting, but chose to sit back and hold to himself for a little bit longer because just was unsure, which plays into that character a lot.
Yeah.
I think if he was actually here, he would have done the same. But
Garen is highly intrigued by the rest of the party right now. Like, he's used to dealing with common folk more than not. Like, that's who he generally deals with, is just the everyday people. You guys are all very, very different to him. You guys are very intriguing. And he wants to know more of each of your stories, but knows that that's going to take time and things like that.
Especially with me.
Yeah, he actually said it in his round of the game that he didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah. Actually, he doesn't really have any. All of his friends are under the same roof right now.
Yep.
And he wasn't talking about you, Alric, and Keeley.
Yeah. I figured.
Yeah.
Which kind of played into a little bit later of nobody like really knows who Garen is. It's just kind of one of those like, thanks, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, he's in definition a nobody.
Mm-hmm. But y'all played a fun little game. Wind up hearing a knock at the door. Immediately, Jarl, I've got it. Everybody run. I picture like the old anime style of like from the shoulder of a guard to Jarl, just the little like whoop of the heads just poking from just the side.
2 heads.
Yeah.
Because it was me and Alric that poked our heads around. Lilith stayed around the wall and eavesdropped as much as she could.
Keeley just wound up joining because everyone left.
Right, and Andreas was
just sitting in the living room with you.
He was just chilling.
Yeah. As always, it's Alaric's character, or not Alaric, Andreas's character to just kind of chill.
Yeah.
But guard wind up asking Jarl, like, we know you're retired and everything, but city took a lot of damage. We could definitely use all hands on deck for this as being part of the guild, which has yet to be named. I mean, it's named, but has yet to have a name drop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, forgot about it. Forgot what the name was.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Well, it'll get dropped. It'll get dropped probably next session, most likely. But Jarl says, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. Guard catches you all poking around the corner, just kind of chilling in the living room at this point. Says, I actually need to talk to this lovely troop. And that was in the moment that Jarl said, my son? And claimed you at that like moment and everything.
Yeah, Garen was like, he didn't know what to do with himself.
Because to you, he always is very much boy or Garen.
Right.
But to others is obviously going to claim you. And guard walks in, winds up sitting down with y'all. I think it was Garen that offered, have a seat. Right?
Yeah.
Guard sits down with the other guard just kind of standing behind him and winds up telling you all, like, thank you all for your help. Like, we were told of a group that stood up on the southern part of the city and defended when we didn't have the guards there. So without you guys, they would have gotten further into the city than they did. and wind up giving you guys 500 gold as payment and thanks, which got
Out of
split
their
up.
own pocket.
Right.
Well,
Out of his own. He did say, "This is out of my own pocket. This wasn't from the government. I really wanted to say thanks myself."
Yeah.
Which that was another rule that happened. I rolled to see like what kind of guard you would get. If you'd get the stuck up guard or anything like that. I did it on a like 1 to 5 basis, 5 to 10 basis, 10 to 15, 15 to 20 basis. So there were 4 different options that you could have for guards. And I rolled in that 10 to 15, which was the guard that wanted to pay y'all. If you would have gotten the 15 to 20 though, you would have had somebody fanboying over y'all. Like, oh my god, yeah, I heard so much about you guys. You guys were so cool, apparently. I wish I would have been there. That whole kind of guard. 10 to 5 would have been just neutral, like, we thank you for your service, like, you guys helping the city, just keeping it low key. And then 1 to 5, yeah. Well, don't forget, we did say there was like an upstairs area that went up and then split into 2 rooms that was yours and Jarl's.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll redraw it at some point.
Yeah, anyways. But, yeah, the 1 to 5 then was just that asshole guard that probably didn't even pay y'all any mind or say anything to y'all.
Right.
But got the better of the 4, in my opinion, with the 10 to 15 roll, because I rolled a 12 there.
Nice.
But it was super fun. You guys all immediately, oh, we have gold, let's go shopping. The one fucking thing I didn't prep.
Yeah.
The one fucking thing.
Garen was actually concerned that they might need to be brought in for any reason. He was like, he was mostly concerned for Lilith on that part.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause Garen's very smart. And I feel like he's been able to pick up on like what everyone's kind of capable of to a degree. And he's already put pieces together that you probably have a very shady lifestyle.
Especially what happened
Later on.
But so
But
y'all go shopping.
well,
I want to touch on the shadiness.
yeah, well, and in that moment, Garen was like, okay, hold on, there's guards here. I'm going to start thinking of ways to distract them from Lilith so that they don't start, like, interrogating just her or anything. Like, let's not put any spotlight on her.
Yeah.
Which turned out he didn't need to.
Yeah. Because again, you guys got the good guards.
Yep.
But wind up going shopping, which thank you for your help.
Yee.
Got some interesting items. A lot of just starter equipments and stuff like that.
Some magic items.
Some magic. And then on your guys' way, just traveling around the city, got met with a cloaked individual that you couldn't quite make out any features of.
That fucking guy, he was stupid fucking.
Other than a very punchable face.
Unlike that, yeah. Other than that, wind up saying that Lilith needed to come with him to talk about some stuff. Garen tried to show off his status as a guild member, a guild artisan, and was very quickly shut down.
He learned later why.
He did learn later why, but in that moment, what was going through both y'all's head?
Can I punch this guy in the face without causing a scene? Can I do something to this guy and get away with it? This guy, I don't like this guy. I want to punch this guy. This guy is an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what was running through Garen's head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did not like this guy. This guy was rude and stubborn and gave nobody the time of day and deserved to be, bonked over the head for it, in his mind.
Yeah, no, and I want to touch on more on that NPC specifically, but I want Lilith's thoughts. Because Lilith knows her wonderful mentor, Sean, and the only reason he's that stubborn, especially to her, is because he's actually a huge softie, and he's just trying to be hard to her because he's in charge of her. and making sure that she does things right.
Yeah.
So what was going through your head? Your mentor just walked up, flashed his ring, which is, from what you've been told, we don't normally do that.
I was just like, this fucking guy. First, he's trying to get me to go to the higher ups, because I can't freaking remember the name at the time, but he can't just leave me alone for a goddamn second. I can't do apparently anything right at this point because I just fucked up the day before, and now he's wanting me to do something right now. And I'm just like, dude, give me a minute to breathe.
Right. And in that moment, because then that's very valid for how you reacted. So you get pulled away, obviously Alaric following.
Mm-hmm.
Alaric gets told, just wait out here, you know the drill. You get pulled in, and your boss, the one that runs the guild, tells you, yeah, you fucked up the mission, but you did something even better.
Yeah.
You still did good. So I think that deserves recognition. And gave you your ring.
Yeah.
You had a choice between a necklace, a bracelet, and a ring.
Yes.
What went in through your mind in choosing the ring? Why did you choose the silver ring?
It's easier to hide because you can always wear gloves, which, and that, one of the reasons why I got the gloves of thievery. Well, not the main reason.
Well, and actually, I don't know if you read on that magic item. Whenever you're wearing them, they're not seen. They're transparent.
Yep.
The ring?
No,
the gloves.
Oh, the gloves.
The gloves are transparent.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yep. They are transparent. Your hands are still seen.
Okay. Good to know. But still, it's very, the ring is not noticeable. Normally people don't look at your hands, and honestly, I honestly don't remember what the necklace looked like, but
This is a simple necklace with fucking medallion hanging.
Yeah. That to me felt like it was just too obvious. Plus, bracelets, if they clank against something, they're too loud.
Well, and what you found out as you put on the ring is it form fits.
Yes.
So if you would have chose the bracelet, it would have form fit and been a cuff, more or less, to your wrist versus like a loose loop bracelet. It would have formed to your wrist. Same thing with the necklace. It would have formed to kind of like how mine sits, where if you were wearing a cloak, you could still hide the medallion.
So essentially, it's like
all
choker.
Three of them. No, not a choker, because it's not up here.
It would have been like
it would have hung to where if you had a cloak, your
Yeah.
cloak just hanging over your shoulders could tie right there and hide it.
It's a short necklace.
Yeah.
Either way, I felt like the ring was the best way to conceal it.
Yeah. And obviously Sean showing his lighter side at that moment, good choice. Showed his to you. But yeah, you got told that you're free to make your own decisions, just if the guild is needed, that you have to answer the call.
Yeah.
Basically. And at that point, Sean was like, it was great to teach you. Have fun.
Better not see you in a week.
Well, you'll see him around, because he fucking lives there too.
Well, yeah, but he was like, I better not see you in the city in the next week.
Yeah, he said, you better go out and do something.
Yeah.
You're free to leave.
Yeah.
And do your own thing now. But, yeah, wind up meeting up with Alaric, kind of telling him what was up. And we flash back to Garen and the crew. There were Garen and Andreas and Keeley. We gotta find Jarl. You good? You are writing vigorously, my guy.
Yep, I'm done.
He's over there writing.
I mapped out the house.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Forgot to put doors, but
That's fine. But Garen You
Yes.
guys go hunting down for Jarld, wind up helping some people, working your way clockwise around the city. Eventually, after a while of looking around and investigating, you find him in the northeastern side of the city.
Yes.
In the, what is that, the residential ward?
Yes.
Yeah. Northeastern side of the city. Wind up meeting up with him. He's yelling orders to some of the newbies. You decide for yourself to go help out, as it is your duty.
Yep. That was... So, I'm realizing more and more, like, I need to go through Garen's spells. Which I'm probably going to re-prepare his spells for the next day. But a lot of the spells that I had prepared weren't really, like, utilitarian in that manner. Like, Tensor's Floating Disc was probably the most utilitarian. That and Mage Hand.
Yep.
That and the fact that I made 100 nails
Mm-hmm.
in the morning.
You did. Because you knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
So you got ready.
I was like, I'm going to help out.
And there was...
And then pocketed all the nails instead of giving them to Jarld.
I still find it hilarious. The one moment as you were walking around the city, the one guy just...
This isn't my nail.
Didn't even realize he was getting handed nails, and eventually when it was different, went, wait a minute. Oh, hey!
Was met with a light-colored tiefling
Yeah. Hey!
who's just
Thanks.
handing him these nails.
Literally just went, thanks. And just back to hammering. Didn't even care.
Yeah, just dropped the nails off, which turned out it was helpful because he was waiting for more.
Yep. Only had
Um,
like 10 left.
Yeah. Then he went over to the building that Jarld was at and helped. Tried to help at least. Nearly killed a guy
Nearly.
from spooking him. Yeah. Luckily the Tensor's Floating Disc was right there.
Yeah.
But helped them finish repairs up. And then was told by Jarl to go enjoy myself, to take another day off, which is a trigger for...
For
which is a trigger
Garen.
for Garen. Garen doesn't take days off.
Well, and that's the thing is
And he's been
Jarl.
doing 2 in a row.
Well, and Jarl at the same time, giving DM notes here this whole time. Jarl is very much like, enjoy your youth. And that's what I'm playing into with that NPC is very much, he wants his son to have a life outside of work. Because that's all Jarl did for his life was work, work, work. And he knows where that'll get him.
He's leading a terrible example, though.
Very. I'm retired, but yet I'm still working.
Right. He's leading an example of even when you're retired, you can continue to work. And it's just like,
Yep. Yep.
I'm getting mixed signals here.
Yeah. The rest of the party, while Garen is up on this roof of this building helping finish up for the last hour or so, time to be real.
The rest of the party?
The rest of the party, what was going through your head? You're sitting there for an hour just watching this dude work on a house.
He's very efficient. There's not a single hammer stroke that goes by that he doesn't hit the nail. He does things like almost like a machine. Like he is almost machine-like in the way that he goes about his work.
Mhm.
What was Lil thinking? There's also another tiefling that you're seeing do all this.
How the fuck did I not notice you before?
Because he's very unnoticed. Very unnoticeable, I should say.
Mhm.
Being a tiefling in a city like this,
You would think is noticeable.
it helped that one, he kind of grew up here. But also you're not met with a brightly colored tiefling the moment you see him. You're met with a gray-skinned tiefling, which is still different, but like it's the difference between seeing like a normal human being and a human being who is like a blue coloration.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going to question anything of a normal human being when you see him, but you'll definitely question a blue human being when you see him, right? So Garen's kind of like that. He's got that bit of luck on his side with having the gray skin. You know, people don't look at him sideways until they realize the horns are real.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, so you watch him do this. At the end of the hour, the house is all rebuilt. Jarl goes, I'm going for a fucking drink if you want to join or not. As he's walking away, I'll buy first round.
No, of course, that convinced everybody.
Yeah.
Garen's over here like, motherfucker, stop paying for shit.
He got paid that day. He don't care. Mm-hmm. But y'all wind up going to Griffin's, which Andreas and Garen had been there the day prior's morning.
Yes. As well as before then, because Garen kind of helped build the place.
Mm-hmm. All right. Which you were met with Carrie Stone. The whole party was met with a wonderful mountain dwarf lady at the counter, just cleaning, wiping down, sees y'all walk in, greets you with a warm, open welcome.
Was very happy to see us.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't get a lot of business.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But winds up sitting talking with y'all, asking about like your day and everything. Winds up telling you, because she recognizes you and Andreas from before, and goes, oh, by the way, we did wind up getting our shipment, even though it wasn't everything.
Which Garen immediately is like, oh, hold on, you're missing stuff? You got gypped?
And then she responds very much with, I'm unsure as to what happened. Maybe they just didn't have all the stuff we needed or what, but we were missing some stuff from our shipments and everything. To which then I believe it was Lilith that spoke up and said something about, well, we could go and find it for you. And Carrie told you that, oh yeah, there was another individual that was offering to help, but obviously we don't want to send just one person. So, I mean, if you're interested as well, we could send the both of you, and then the rest of the party, well, we'll all go too. And she was like, oh, that would be wonderful. Maybe you all could escort the next shipment and just see what happens.
Tomei.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Found out it was Tomei, which plays into his backstory. We talked about this prior to all of this happening, and I told him at one point or another Tomei was going to show up because of backstory shit.
We actually, there is a possibility that campaign 0.5 we could run into not just Tomei, but also Sarah Lee,
Mm-hmm.
Twine,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple other individuals
Very much could.
in the very early stages before they were where they're at now.
Exactly. Because that's kind of where the story takes place for a lot of these, and that's why you hear with bandages freshly on his ears. Means that it was recent. But
Gives you a timestamp of the current campaign of how recent it was.
But you all said, yeah, tonight we drink, and she told you to meet back here around noonish tomorrow, that she'd have more details on her next shipment and stuff.
Garen has 3 bottles of liquor.
Yep, you bought some bottles.
Well, I bought the 1 bottle from Griffin's of the whiskey.
Yeah, you bought a full bottle.
The tavern, we had bought, they had brought a bottle of red wine and a bottle of scotch over to the table.
Oh, and you just took both whenever the shit was happening. That's right.
Yeah, he has 3 bottles of liquor on him.
Hell yeah.
And half of them might get drank. The other half might get used for concoctions.
But y'all sat around. Y'all got a drink spilled on him.
Yeah.
It was great.
It wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me trying to catch the cup because it was going to slide off.
Yep. If you wouldn't have done the mage hand, it would have slid off right next to him and just hit the floor. But because you had the mage hand, it just put it off course just enough to
drop the mage hand immediately so that he didn't notice.
Yeah, which he didn't. He didn't notice that it was because of the mage hand.
Because he would recognize my mage hand. He recognizes my magic.
Exactly. But yeah, you all went to bed that night, and that's where we wind up ending. A lot of RP, a lot of just figuring out what's next for this fucking party. Because again, I had like 10 different threads that you guys could have tugged on that whole session, and you just so happened to pull on the Griffins one.
Yep.
Garen needs to do a little bit of forging.
He could do it before bed.
Because he needs to make the new caps for his horns.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably going to try and make the bands while he's at it.
Mm-hmm. Smith's tool check. See if you can get it done in the night before bed.
Oh, let me grab my dice. Whoops.
Good job.
DM, pick a die. Just don't pick that one.
Okay, yeah, because that's your high variance one. This one's pretty. I like that one.
Smith's tools. This would be strength. He has a +2, I believe, with a +2 proficient. No.
I've got you already. I'm already going there. My campaigns.
Because I know he has proficiency with Smith's tools.
Yes, he does. Garen Thinker. Lojevich. You have a +2 strength and +2 proficiency bonus.
Cool, so this is a +4. Hey, it's a 19 for a 23.
Yeah, you could get all that done in that night before bed. It would take you to like right at that moment where you're like, I need to get to sleep.
Yeah. Cool. That means he's got the bands made, but nothing on them yet.
Okay.
But the bands and the caps.
Yeah, especially with a 23.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you don't get it done the night.
Yeah, he's not going to put the caps on just yet because he has to do some work on them first. But that'll be fun whenever he goes to change out his caps for the first time.
Right. But anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to the next part. Some fun points and bad points for you guys for the campaign 0.5 session 2.
You start. I've been talking a lot.
I was gonna say for her to start because you've been talking a lot. Just some fun points and bad points.
Good points. Getting the ring, and what else?
Not entirely failing your mission.
Yes, not entirely failing the mission. I mean, to be fair,
you failed the mission.
I failed the mission, but I was, what is the word?
You were a hero, and that's what mattered at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah, that guild master is actually a really chill dude. He knows the important things.
Still want to punch the fuck out of Sean.
Yes.
Sean's great. Sean's actually one of my favorite NPCs so far. Like, you have Daisy as one of your favorites. Sean's one of my fucking favorites.
I would love if Garen and Sean end up meeting, like, and talking in depth with each other. And even if Garen's able to put it all together that he's just a big softie, him and Sean still just have this, like,
dislike,
purposeful tension between each other.
That's fair.
Like, conflicting personalities, but it's because they're both super nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, so continue, Danny.
Probably another fun part, realizing I am the only female in the group.
You are the only fully binary female, yes.
Yes.
Because
you have 2 they thems.
he they.
He theys. Sorry.
Garen is he they. He.
Both the he theys are on the same side of the table.
Yep.
Yes.
He's generally pretty masculine in his appearance, but every once in a while it's questionable.
Got it.
Which hasn't been played into enough. We've only done 2 sessions.
Right. Well,
I want to do it every fucking week.
His first outfit is playing into that. The first outfit y'all met him in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more
with the heels.
With the heels, the floofs on the shirt, like because it's like puffy sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play this campaign every fucking week, and like the last Saturday of every month we take off, kind of thing, just to give that one Saturday a month kind of.
The simple shirt.
Buffer.
The nicer shirt is one of those that like it has the cut down, but it has the strings between it.
Like a bralette kind of thing.
Okay, I should. Here's the thing, man. I am the only she they. Everyone else is he they.
Or he.
Or
Or
he.
he. Yeah.
We have 2 he hens,
Mhm.
2 he theys, and 1 she they.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
No, I just find it funny.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was also made very clear at the very beginning that you were spoken for.
Yeah.
Not by her choice.
Not by your choice,
Yeah.
but
Well, and there's some story elements there, and I've talked with the player about those story elements, and if you want to be all figure it out.
It's like whoever gets first. I mean,
plot twist, he has mommy issues.
Doesn't
Because I know Savannah said that this is the first character that like
have
any trauma, doesn't have any like.
I know, and I'm super happy that she can do that for my campaign. Is
Yeah.
have a character that's just. There's only been one bad thing happen,
And then polar opposite for my campaign.
but bad points.
bad points. Sean being a dick. I mean, other than that, really nothing else.
I forgot something that was talked about. You talked with Jarl about Sean being a dick and everything, and flashing his ring, and Jarl went, "What color was it?" You said it was a black ring, and Jarl went, "Yeah, he has a lot more power than you. Stay away from those people." And that's when Garen went, "Oh."
Yeah, Garen's like, oh.
I got humbled a little bit.
And then Jarl had said something about silver rings you hold a little bit more power over. And he hasn't noticed your ring yet. But the moment he does, he's gonna, oh.
Yeah, right.
Mine silver, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good luck trying to hide it from him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's super fun, that little story bit. And then also he fucking rolled a natural 20 on the Ashari and went, I know everything.
Yeah.
I'm a studied man.
I mean, he's been through some shit. I mean, in all honesty, he's probably encountered Keyleth and like conversed with Keyleth to a degree, like.
Yeah, especially the Karma Conclave.
Right, like probably like a passing like thank you, voice of the Tempest.
Yeah. And if you ever get Jarl drunk enough to tell his stories of his past, you might just get that story. Yeah, I talked to Keyleth.
Now to do that, it requires about 20 gallons of ale.
Yep. This man is horny.
It's a dwarf, man. They fucking drink. They fucking drink.
I'm sure if you just ask him to tell stories, he'll probably just tell you anyways.
Or, you know,
He's got stories.
Or, you know, I spike one of his drinks with drunken potion of drunkenness.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Garen would have done that a couple times in his youth to like get Garen or to get Jarl to either be like so inebriated he doesn't care what Garen's doing, or
I want a good story tonight.
to get him to loosen up to tell a good story.
Right.
That night, I feel like Jarl probably helped him with it because he got tired of having to drink an entire cask of fucking ale to even feel a little buzzed. So Jarl was like, "You're good with potions, right?"
Hey, Bowie, you're good with potions.
Yeah.
Right. Like this.
What is this?
All it says on the paper. Potion make me drunk.
I think I could do something with that. I think I was actually growing something that give me a second.
Yeah. But yay. Garen. Fun points, bad points.
I'm gonna start with bad points. I just realized I need to put together a list of everything that Garen has.
You told me you were gonna do it, and I just had to
Yeah.
approve it.
Yeah, it's a long list. Because he's got a lot of shit.
Yeah. Which was shown by his backpack that he showed off to everybody.
Yeah,
Start
you
of
get
the
to see his
session.
backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Fun points, getting to show Garen off more. Getting to show Garen off, getting to kind of know everyone a little bit better. It's still very up in the air. Like, everyone's still hesitant to share, which makes sense. There's a lot of story elements that people haven't come up with, but that's also something that, like, as a DM, I can say this without a doubt, and this is a bit of advice for you as a player. Improv is okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not breaking shit.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I, in character development with everybody, kind of said. I'm giving you the general basis of where you've been and where you've gone. What happened in those places, leave it up to RP and improv. Like, I want you to pull random shit out your ass about, for Alaric specifically, make up a random story about how you fought off 5 fucking bandits with Clifford.
There was this one time Clifford grabbed this like giant bird creature and just beat it on the stone a few times. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Plot twist. Clifford just murdered a fucking rock.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. As long as it's not absurd, I don't care. And if it is, if it winds up being something, I'll correct you sitting right there. Be like, that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Scratch that.
Yeah, no, getting to show Garen off, getting to kind of get to know y'all a little bit better. Like, I feel like once y'all open up a little bit more and feel more comfortable with the improv part of it, then it'll be a little bit more information that comes out, and Garen's able to start piecing together a little bit more.
Yeah, and the more improv that you guys do and give like those fun little backstory things, I have more to play off of.
Yep.
And I have more to like circle back to with some shit that happens, and it'll just all be fun and
like
exciting.
There's gonna be a point
Mm-hmm.
when he introduces an NPC. Fully expect Garen to be like, Henry, is that you?
Right.
I haven't seen you in years. How have you been? I thought you had surely left whenever things had gone south. And then he's got to be like, fuck! Like he's gonna be like, fuck! Now I have to.
Now I have to come up with a whole backstory.
Yeah, what happened? What went south?
And the number one thing about improv, just don't say no. Don't say no.
It's yes and.
It's yes and. Just go with it.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it is. Unless it's absurd, I will step in as the DM and
That's why I'm not looking to him whenever I'm like going to pull parts out or anything. As long as I'm not pulling out, a 5,000 gold piece part from my bag, we're good. As long as I'm not pulling, if I'm pulling anything less than 100 gold pieces worth out of my bag, we're good.
Yeah.
Because
anything that's over that, we've already talked about.
Garen rarely spends more than 100 gold ever.
Which is why the shopping trip was very much.
Yep. It's also why he was waiting for everyone else to pull in gold first. He's kind of selfish in that manner, but y'all can ask questions and figure out why.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Wait till session.
Wait
Find
till
out
session.
in RP. One of my new favorite fucking Discord emotes. Find out in RP. Got it from the Divergence, but it's fun. It's fun. You just literally can throw a sticker that says "Find out in RP," and it's just big and bold and loud.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with something like that for
Fleeting Hope.
Find
out in RP.
Right. No, bad point. Like actual bad point from the session.
Sean.
No, even then, like that's a fun thing. Like, as a DM, if I throw an NPC at y'all and you all start having the same reaction to him as I did with Sean, like if y'all are all like, oh, I just want to punch him in the face.
Cool.
That's the NPC that I made. That's what I wanted him to be, a very punchable person.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean just punch him.
Yeah.
Because
There are
actions have consequences.
You might have an entire guild after you at that point.
Yeah. There really isn't okay, no. So in my campaign, the boys have no blasting as their thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we don't have combat, that's always their negative, is like no blasting.
Uh-huh.
You know what Garen's is gonna be from here on? No tinkering. No tinkering.
Which, if we're going with that at night, you did some fucking tinkering.
I did.
You did.
But that's...
You just didn't tell me.
Right, that's
that you wanted
after
to
the
do that.
fact. Well, and I figured I could do it the next morning, because...
Yeah, either or, but that's my thing with the tinkering. You gotta let me know that you want to tinker. I can't just, hey, you have time to tinker if you want to tinker.
Right, but, like, there was a few moments where I was like, I just want to go back to the house and just start working on some shit. But then, something happens. And it's like, okay, well, I can't go back to the house and start working on some shit. I'm kind of in it with these guys now.
Yeah. My goal as a DM for you guys is I want to give a nice balance to it all. Combat, RP, giving you guys chances to do your thing for like tinkering, for stealing some stuff that you want to give to some other people. All that fun stuff. So like, I told Zach before cameras were even on, in my travel table, there is only one number you can roll that is nothing happens. And I have a D12.
Mm-hmm.
There are 12 possibilities and only one number is you're safe and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that up to your imagination, what's on that fucking table.
Now, keep in mind, just because something happens on a travel table doesn't mean you're not safe.
Exactly.
You could always encounter, a shopkeeper that's just a traveling merchant. You could always encounter fucking, some strange guy who is, I can give you a boon, but you have to give me a bone type guy. Like,
it's very fun. I love my table.
damn it, now I'm gonna add that to my table. He gives out boons for bones.
There is one on that table. Two, actually. There are two on that table that I want you all to roll so fucking bad. I want them rolled so fucking bad.
Oh, you missed out on the things that I would said that I want y'all. I was hoping y'all would roll in the Feywild.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Well, and we talked about it last recap.
Yeah.
As well, with the minotaurs and the fucking dusk hag or whatever the fucking
the log crocodiles.
Oh yeah, the barkadile.
The barkadile.
Centaurs.
Centaurs. Sorry.
It's okay.
Anyways,
it's like minotaurs. I didn't plan for any minotaurs.
Well, shit. No,
Guess I have to now.
But no. Fun points for me, just getting to DM again. I truly love DMing, and actually wind up talking this about with this shit words. I got talking with Jawa a little bit, and I said, we've all kind of talked about how we want to play for Matt Mercer one of these days, and like meet the Critical Role crew and everything like that. I said, I've been thinking for the last like week and a half at this point, right? And I said, yeah, it would be fun to play for them, but that's not my dream. I want in my life to DM for Zach, Caden, Marisha Ray, Matt Mercer, and Travis William.
How dare you leave Liam, Tallison, and Laura, and Ashley out, and Sam?
I said that if I
Yeah.
could, if I could only have 5, those would be my first 5 that I'd pick. If I was good enough to DM for all of them, fuck yeah. But that's my dream right there. Is I want to DM for them a one shot and see this party.
My dream is to sit down with Matt Mercer and world build. Just world build.
But yeah, so alluding to what could happen next with this party, what do you guys think? What do you guys think could happen next? Because I could say what's going to happen next, and you guys could totally left field me.
More tinkering, more, blowing y'all's mind with what is possible with just simple mechanics. Because that's what Garen's whole thing is meant to be. Is like he's meant to show y'all how simple mechanics can do a lot. I'm excited. I'm excited for y'all to see. Ooh. I'm excited for y'all to see Garen actually make something. Because he already has something he wants to make for Lilith. I've talked with Savannah about an idea, but it's too far gone now to be able to go back and get the skull of that knoll.
Here's my thing though, is kind of like how you do with us, like you still got to write down the concept, see how long it takes you to actually get it all down before you can even start tinkering on it. So there's that. Well, what if the rest of the party wants to like go right at noon to Griffin's and figure out this travel, and you're away from your forge for a good minute?
You all go discuss details. Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. Because y'all don't know how to negotiate money for shit. Nah, I was thinking like, nah, he'll let them worry about negotiations. So wait, nope.
And you have the whole morning. There's gonna be a whole morning sequence that you could tinker and do your thing and stuff like that. But look.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think could happen next session?
We go on an adventure.
Are you going on an adventure? I want Alaric to fucking just one moment as you guys are leaving the city to say it, just because.
Better yet, walk into the house, see Arlt, and go, old man, just so you're aware, we're going on an adventure.
We're going on an adventure. Da, 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 da. I completely forgot the words.
Anyways.
But yeah, it'll be fun. I definitely wish we could be every week on this fucking session or on this campaign. Like I said, I've talked with 2 people about it already. And the 2 people I've talked with were my girlfriend and Andreas already. And I want to do every Saturday except for the last Saturday of every month. And so far, both of them, my girlfriend was like, yeah, as long as that last Saturday can be like our Saturday. And I was like, yeah, no, that's kind of the point. And she's like, yeah, then go for it. I mean, do what you want. It's awesome, and you're trying to grow shit, you know. Andreas was very much like still in that boat of like, I just don't know with a job and everything. And he said it would be fun and it would be doable. It's just we just need to all talk about it at some point. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think right now we stick with the every 2 weeks, just because. Speaking from experience, scheduling conflicts are so fun.
I just can't wait till we're all full time.
Right.
With your guys' help.
Which we did skip over announcements, but that's okay, because we're at the...
I have a big announcement. I was saving it till the end.
Do you want to...
Yeah, so that's campaign 0.5, session 2, recapped.
Hell yeah.
We're going to quickly hit on some announcements real quick, which most of them are just the generic. Like, we do have our things to get me wish lists. We have our beacons link that you can go and check out all of our socials, and some of our players, individual socials. So if you guys are missing content and you just want something from one of your favorite players, check out that Beacons link. You might be able to find them on socials and go watch their content where they're still the same chaotic person that they are here at the table.
Yeah.
Or if you want more of our content, you can find us on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify, as well as here on Twitch.
Yeah. Which thank you to everyone that's been here on Twitch over the last month. It's been absolutely amazing to see the growth and you guys all be here and just you've completely blown our minds.
Yee. I'm ecstatic more and more every weekend now.
Yeah. Yeah. But bigger announcement, newer announcement. I personally, White Hawk, am having a giveaway for the month of March. We announced it yesterday on my stream to the community. It has been announced on Instagram as well. But we are doing what I'm calling a D&D gift basket giveaway. This gift basket includes a starter kit for Dungeon Masters, 2 sets of dice, 1 miniature set and 1 regular resin set, 2 D20 candles, as well as a dice tray, all inside this little gift basket.
Who knows? There may even be a sticker or 2 of Fleeting Hope.
Maybe. Who knows? A little couple extra surprises, maybe a note from the actual crew, signed, all that sort of stuff. We'll see. It's
a giveaway. Go to his shit.
Well, I was actually going to say. So, first things first, you need to be following both me, Whitehawk_10 on Twitch, and you also need to be following us here at Fleeting Hope. If you're not already following us, what are you doing? We have great content. We're funny. Come be part of our crew, please. But yeah, you have to be following both of us on Twitch. The giveaway will happen on one of the Twitch channels when we are live. If you are not present during that stream, unfortunately, you miss out. You have to be there when the giveaway is actually happening, and you guys will get plenty of notice of when it's happening. You guys will be fully made aware on both Twitter, Instagram, on Fleeting Hopes stuff, even TikTok. I'm going to be throwing some stuff out there. But yeah, just make sure that you're following both the Twitch channels so that you know when we go live, all that sorts of fun stuff. There will be some ways to enter to win on the Twitter side of things as well as the Instagram side of things. But it'll be going through the whole month of March, so it'll be closer to the end of the month that we actually do the giveaway to give you guys plenty of time to enter to win.
Yee.
It'll be exciting. It'll be fun.
Yee. With those announcements out of the way, I think that's it for us here.
Yeah. I got some other shit I gotta do.
Yeah. Do some real quick reintroductions. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Danny. I play Kaylin in Campaign 1, and I play Lilith in Point 5.
Can anyone find you anywhere on social media?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't post anything, so if you find me, yay.
Good job. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gavin, otherwise known as White Hawk. I play Tomei Ata in Campaign 1, and in Campaign Point 5, I am your humble DM, trying his best, forgetting shopping. But yeah, you can find me here on Saturdays, every other Saturday, and Sundays and Wednesdays, doing the D&D things. And you can also find me at twitch.tv/whitehawk_10. I do variety content over there, anything from Baldur's Gate and like Hollow Knight and all those weird side games that not a lot of people know about yet. All the way to like Rocket League, Valorant, and very popular games of that sort. So it's chaos over there, just like it is here. So if you're interested, check it out.
It is even more chaos over there.
It's more.
At least here, it's a little bit controlled.
Somewhat.
Yeah. You never know. I turn on the camera and you're either getting like one of 5 different things. You're either getting the super just like laid back, relaxed voice, just chill, we're just talking today.
Or you're getting, you want to hear about what's the fucking shit that happened at work today?
Like, what the fuck is up with that?
You know, it's great.
And then there's some in-betweens, but...
Lastly, hi, I'm Zach, the humble DM for Campaign 1. And I play Garen Tinker, and I Garen Tinker, you won't fucking forget it. in campaign point 5. If you can find me on the internet, congratulations, you found me. I'm out there.
It's a challenge at this point.
It's a challenge at this point. None of my shit's private, so you can definitely find me and follow me out there on social media. Just, you know, the search will have you saying, what in the ever-living fuck?
It really will because of the shit you post.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a hint.
I know it
Oh.
is. It's great.
It is. It's so
It's
subtle.
great.
It's so only those who know.
Right? It's great.
If you know, you know. Anyways, that's it for us. Stay happy. Stay hydrated.
Don't you dare forget to fucking smile.
Exactly. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, you fucking heathen.
Bye, heathens!
They're coming for us now. Somehow they found us out. No sudden moves, don't make a sound. They're out for blood this time around. We gotta burn it all down. Today's the day, revolution's on its way. Our time is now, hold the line. This is how we'll be defined. Just stand your ground, give and take. Only works when both sides really give and take. So revolution's on its way. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Oh, get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. They tried to hold us down, but they can't control us now. Today's the day, revolution's on its way. Our time is now, hold the line. This is how we'll be defined. Just stand your ground, give and take. Only works when both sides really give and take. So revolution's on its way. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. Break us down more. They want it all. They're gonna try to take us all. They wanna see us fall. Get ready for the war. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay